All right, here's another one. I do apologize for the delay. I mean, the question was sent to me a long time ago, but only now I've been able to actually focus on it and devote some time to answering it. So I've been sent a link to this video, which I'll show you in a minute, but the question goes is this. In this video, the presenter says so many nonsensical things and as usual clearly demonstrates a reckless, lazy, and idiotic lack of understanding of basic physics that I'm speechless. The author of the question, that is. Could you break down some of the inaccurate claims to demonstrate why this channel's content is so irritating to those who understand science and so unfortunate for those who don't? Alright, so there's actually like a couple of statements in this video, and the video is by none other than suspicious observers, and let's examine it. I'll have to play it for a bit, but I'll probably put it on a double speed. Hopefully we'll make out the words.
I'm sure by now we've all heard about the big event in New Jersey, which shook New York City, Eastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I told you it was a long time ago, okay? It was from April 5th earthquake in New York, right? Not in New York, like technically New Jersey.
And other nearby locations. So how rare was it? Well, I polled the similar sized and larger quakes from the region for the last 124 years. While we've had bigger in Virginia and the Carolinas to the south, as you can see, there really is not a recent precedent for this level of seismicity striking New Jersey or shaking New York City. It's a modern record breaker. It's something else interesting. Lots of people discussing the Statue of Liberty being struck by lightning, but no, that's not what this is. The statue was the conduit for a global energy release, which can be seen here. It's not a cloud to ground strike, that's an upward strike, an earth discharge, as you can see the energy forking upwards. Folks, the approximately 2,000 papers we have seen on electromagnetic signals before earthquakes are describing the release of energy from the ground in the days and hours before an earthquake. That's what this is. It was stirred by the low pressure cell driving thunderstorms in the area, yes, but this was an earth strike discharge. The signals are often seen covering hundreds of miles around the epicenter, so this New York City event is well within the range for the epicenter that struck the next day. This is actually what all that pre-seismic signal stuff is about.
Okay, so let's discuss. I apologize, there's been a lot, but there's a lot to talk about, all right? So firstly, like I have a couple of notes here. Like what kind of energy are we talking about? And he said specifically, the statue was a conduit for a global energy release, right? What energy are we talking about? Okay? Is it kinetic energy of some sort? Is it potential energy of some sort? Is it the energy of the electric field? Is it the energy of the magnetic field? Is it thermal energy? Is it, good vibes type of energy from Jamaica or something? Like some new age kind of stuff. Like what kind of energy are we talking about? I don't know. He doesn't clarify. All right. So we're already dealing with some unknown quantity which probably cannot even quantified in any sort of way. All right, why global? Why are we saying it was a global energy release, the conduit for a global energy release, right? Why global? Like, why exactly this mysterious global energy released here? Why exactly New York? Because, at the same day, right, April 5th, you see, there's a magnitude of this earthquake, 4.8. At the very same day, April 5th, almost at the same time actually, 6.8. So maybe this is kind of more global, right? It's what, 1,000 times stronger earthquake in terms of energy, no? Like, why anything global would have to do anything with this? I don't know. I mean, if this one has 1,000 times more energy than this one, I would assume this would be more global than this one, but it may just be me. Also, 5.3, still like, I don't know how many, 200 times stronger than this one. Maybe not 200, at least tens of times stronger. This one is also stronger, this one is stronger, this one is stronger, etc., etc. Like, global? Really? Global? Okay. I mean, I have serious questions here. Like, why is the earthquake so small then, if it's so global? It's again 10 to the 12th joules, right? Terajoules, which, by the way, is roughly 1,000 energy of 1,000 lightning strikes in the first place, right? But this 6.8 over here had what is it? Tera petajoules, right? 10 to the 15th on the same day. So why is this earthquake in New York so small if it's so global, right? Then we have a question, why is it the statue was hit by the lightning if the energy was so global and so big and was releasing so significantly? Because in New York, as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, Statue of Liberty is not the tallest structure, okay? So why did this particular global lightning strike the Statue of Liberty, not something else? Like a Chrysler building and Empire State, this tower that they've built instead of WTC, like whatever, you know? Why on that day specifically? Because you see, the photo has been taken on April 4th, probably even 3rd, right? And the quake struck on April 5th. So the quake apparently waited for 2 days after the lightning has struck, right? So, uh, what? Like, are they even related? Is kind of the question I'm implying here. In fact, in all of these, I'm kind of implying, like, firstly, like, it's not anything global. It's not any sort of mysterious energy, most likely. I mean, of course, we don't know for sure, but I bet the author of the video doesn't know either, etc., etc., right? So why on that day specifically? Why did it wait 2 days after the lightning has struck for to hit, and again hit quite a while, quite a big distance away, like what, 100 kilometers away? So apparently the global energy moves really slowly, right? It has to almost like walk here. Then it would get to the place of the earthquake in 2 days. Uh, and another question connected to this, why on that day? You see, the problem is that the Statue of Liberty is being struck by lightning 23 times a year. So we should expect the global energy to be released in New Jersey at least 23 times a year. And in fact, if this model is correct, model in air quotes, we can even predict when that happens. You just have a lightning striking Statue of Liberty. You wait for 2 days. You can even, draw a circle on the map where where a person can walk in 2 days, and somewhere there you would see an earthquake. 23 times a year, I repeat, at least 4 magnitude. Somehow we don't see this. So, questions might be asked. And questions are asked. But, we know the author of this video. Personally, we've had a lot of discussions with him. You may remember this email exchange that I've linked somewhere from 4 years ago, where it wasn't very good, let's put it this way. I may share it again if you wish. So ask Dan for the links or something. I don't know. I'll send it to him if he asks. So yeah, problems, guys. This is at best what are we dealing with here is idiotic terms, poorly defined, and cherry picking of the evidence. So really, really poorly thought through piece of this video. Like these statements, they're garbage. These statements that like statue was a conduit for global energy release. This is a garbage statement. It is meaningless. And it's like, a woo magic crystal type of statement. Like you can, at this point, if you're saying crap like this, you can say whatever you want. Like your words are meaningless in the first place, Yeah, problems. Yeah, it's a shame, honestly, but it is what it is. Okay, and then there is another segment which I want to talk about, like this one. That's actually,
That's the low levels of magnetic field, like we expect to endure as a planet is the peak of the geomagnetic pole. Our top story today is on hypomagnetic field exposure. That's the low levels of magnetic field, like we expect to endure as a planet is the peak of the geomagnetic pole shift we're entering now comes about. It's strong.
All right, let's just stop here. Like, what he talks about, the paper is kind of fine. Like, he just describes a couple of results from it. But what did we say here? That we're soon entering what? How exactly was it formulated?
That's the low levels of magnetic field, like we expect to endure as a planet is the peak of the geomagnetic pole shift we're entering now comes about. It's strong.
The peak of the geomagnetic pole shift that we're entering now. Okay? We're entering a geomagnetic pole shift, boys. How do we know this? Question. Good question. I would claim that in order to say that we're entering a geomagnetic pole shift, we need to have a model of how this pole shift occurs. We need to compare this model to recent data, available data, and if the model is validated through this data, we can say, okay, we can use our model to make predictions. And okay, if the model predicts that we're entering a pole shift, fine, okay, I mean the polarity reversal or whatever. Does the author of this video have has any model? I mean, I kind of doubt it. I mean, benefit of the doubt, we can say, okay, maybe they have, maybe he has it. All right. Well, in this case, I have no more questions. Well, maybe it would be kind of cool for him to publish his model, which has been validated through data, you know. So we can actually use it, because as far as I know, nobody can actually predict the strength of the Earth's magnetic field, its proper orientation, etc., with any degree of certainty at any long time intervals. Like we have a so-called dynamo model, which is complete garbage. If you think about it longer than 2 seconds, etc., etc. If he has a model of his own, which has better predictive qualities, and can be again validated against the existing data on magnetic field strength and orientation and things like that, then okay, be my guest. Then you can claim that according to your model, and these are important words, we are facing a soon to be imminent magnetic pole shift. If you don't have such a model, what you're saying is, I think, or even I have faith in, I believe in like almost religious sense, that we are up for this kind of event, because like, what other evidence do you have to make such a claim if you don't even have a model of how Earth's magnetic field behaves on long time scales? So yes, that's why this is the same type of crap talk, essentially useless statements. So this would be my big question. If you don't have a model, that at best you may say, I have a religious belief that we are facing a coming magnetic pole shift, right? I don't have any data, I don't have any models, I just think it's gonna happen. I have a feeling, I mean, to be fair, it's completely valid, right? Throughout the history of humanity, we've had all kinds of prophets speaking all kinds of predictions because they felt right to them, right? Etc., etc. So it's a valid point of, making a point. It's a valid argument in the sense that, well, at least it's an argument, right? But whether other people feel the same and whether the reality would act in concordance with the feelings of the other people is a totally different question. And it's a big question, as you can see. All right. Thank you.